What's up, party people, and welcome to my new show, Weird Movies with MC Popsicle. I just got this green screen, and I can do all kinds of stuff already. I can do stuff like this. Hey! Look at that handsome devil. But yeah, I can do a bunch of other stuff. This is a new show where we're gonna talk about weird movies. I'll decide what the weird movies are, and then I'll tell you guys about them. In this new series, you're not even gonna know what most of these movies are, so I'm gonna talk about it. It's gonna have some spoilers, but I don't feel like you can review a movie properly without doing any spoilers. So, yeah, but it's like if a tree fell in the forest and no one was there to hear it. Like if you didn't know the movie existed, then I can't really spoil it. But anyway, so the first one we're going to talk about today is Predestination. It's an Australian movie from 2014. It's a sci-fi movie, and it is crazy. It is the craziest thing maybe that I've ever seen. So I don't think it was very big when it came out. Like, I had no idea what it was. I just stumbled upon it. But I don't even think it had a major release in the United States, but I'm not sure. But anyway, so the movie starts out and there's two guys sitting in a bar. And one guy bets the other guy, hey, if you give me a bottle of vodka, if you bet it, then I bet that I can tell you the weirdest story that you've ever heard in your life. So the bartender's like, you got a deal. So they start the story out, and he goes, when I was a little girl, and you find out that the guy that's telling the story used to be a little girl that didn't know who her parents was, and she was in an orphanage and just kind of got dropped off there, didn't know anything about her life before. She grew up and then went to school, all that kind of stuff, but she was getting in fights and stuff all the time. So she gets picked to be in this space program, to be a woman that is company of the men that are in space. So she works really hard to get into that, and then she gets kicked out for getting in a fight. So she starts going to college, and she falls in love with this guy that she just meets out of nowhere. And so they have this relationship for a little while, and it ends up that she gets pregnant. And then one night she's sitting with the guy that she fell in love with on a bench, and he just kind of walks off and then is just gone forever. So she starts raising, she gets the baby, is born, and then the baby gets stolen. And when the baby was born, they looked inside the woman, and the woman had both reproductive organs of male and female. So when the baby was born, it destroyed the female organs. So they basically forced her to become a male. So she has to stay in the hospital for a year, and then switch over into being a male. So she tries to go back to space, and they won't let her. So then she becomes a waiter, and then starts writing these, becomes a writer, making these stories in the newspaper and stuff about kind of soap opera kind of stuff. So then you find out that the bartender that's listening to the story is a time traveler, and a time traveler that actually works for that space company that the girl that became a guy tried to join before. So they take him in the future, and he is now a man, was a woman, falls in love with the younger female version of himself. So you find out that he basically is his own creator, like goes in a circle. Like he's his mom, he's his dad. And so they start looking for this bomber called the Fizzle Bomber. And that's the reason that they're doing all these time travel things to begin with, is try to get closer to finding out who the Fizzle Bomber is. So they go into the future more, and you find out that the bartender that was actually the agent, the time traveling agent, is also the same person as the guy that was the girl. So there's a guy version, a girl version, and then the bartender is the future version. They got burned, so they look a little different because he got in a fight and got burned, and then he ended up looking like the bartender. So there's all three of them are the same person, and they're looking for the Fizzle Bomber. So the Fizzle Bomber is them all from the future. Like, and what the Fizzle Bomber is doing is he's actually the oldest version of all of them, and he's bombing people on purpose. He's like playing the numbers. Like if he kills a certain group of people in a certain situation over here, then in the future more people would die, but because they died then, it's more people alive in the long run. So he's gone crazy trying to like justify all these things and keep going further in the future and finding out that there are chain reactions. It's crazy. So he actually, all the characters in the movie are the same person, and they live outside of time, and they'd already, like, they created themselves basically. So nothing they do really matters, and they can travel in time without causing many problems because they weren't supposed to exist and could not exist without time travel. So like, ugh, that's crazy. It was good. Like it was good. It was out there and it was crazy, but it was good. Like, ooh, whoever thought of that was nuts. And like, so it restarts. The story runs into itself all the time and like restarts and stuff. Like it's really smart. Like watching it again, you can see how they're setting everything up, but in the first time I didn't know. So I would like highly recommend this. This is a weird movie. I'm gonna watch a bunch of weird bad movies and stuff like that later, but this one is just so weird and it's actually really good. So if you get a chance, you should watch this. So I give it a thumbs up for sure. I'm gonna keep doing these. I think I'm gonna do one every week. That's what I'm gonna try to do. So if you can, like this and share it. Like I'm gonna keep messing with this green screen and see what else it can do. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, welcome to the new show, and I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think, and if you've seen this movie. A lot of people I know haven't seen it, so I don't know, let me know what you think. It's pretty crazy. Thank you guys. Like and share.